Okay, deep breath. So, hey, if you're an artist listening to this right now, painter, writer, musician, actor, filmmaker, designer, whatever, you probably clicked on this video because you're tired. Not physically tired, though probably that too, but tired of your own mind. Tired of overthinking, tired of second guessing. Tired of feeling like every time you sit down to make something, your brain goes, wait, no, what if it sucks? Or what if people don't get it? Or what if you're wasting your time? And yeah, that voice that somehow speaks louder than your inspiration. So today I want to talk to you like just one artist to another. And I want to tell you something simple, but kind of life-changing if you actually let it in. Art comes from doing, not overthinking. That's it. That's the whole thing. But we're going to unpack it for the next however many minutes because I know it's not easy. So, yeah, let's go. Let's start with something honest. Artists have messy minds, like wonderfully messy, chaotic, stormy. Some days you wake up feeling like the universe is inside you and you could just spill galaxies onto the page. And other days you wake up and think, actually, I'm pretty sure I've never had a good idea in my entire life. Both are normal. Both are the price of having a mind that sees things other people ignore. See, most people walk through life thinking in straight lines. Clear, predictable, but artists think in spirals, loops, cracks, curves, possibilities. And yes, that is beautiful. But it's also the exact thing that makes us overthink. Because when you can see 1,000 possibilities, you also see 1,000 possible failures. And that's the trap. That's why your greatest idea stays inside your head instead of landing at the canvas. That's why the book remains unwritten. The song remains unsung. The film remains unshot. Not because you lack talent, not because you lack ideas, but because you're drowning in thinking. And thinking is great. Except when you're an artist. Because art comes from doing. Art comes from touching the clay, mixing the paint, moving your body, typing the words, shooting the footage, playing the chords. Overthinking is like fog. Doing is like light. One clears the other. But I want us to discuss this. Why in the world do we overthink? The first reason is the fear of judgment. You know this one. I know this one. Every artist knows this one. Will people like it? What if they don't? Here's something you might not want to admit out loud, but you think about your audience before you create, and that kills the work. Because art is a truth first, a product second. You can't create from your soul if you're editing yourself for hypothetical humans. And then there is perfectionism. Oh boy, perfectionism. The dressed up version of fear. It whispers, make it perfect. Don't release this yet. You're not ready. It could be better. But here's a secret. Perfectionism isn't a high standard, it's a defense mechanism. Because if you never finish, then no one can reject you. If you never publish, no one can criticize you. If you keep polishing the same piece for 6 years, you never have to face the vulnerability of letting it out into the world. And then there is the menace of comparison. Scrolling Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, seeing artists who seem more talented, more consistent, more successful. Your brain goes, why bother? But here's the truth. You're not supposed to make their art. And they could never make yours. Comparison kills originality. And originality is the only real currency an artist has. Add to this the myth of the right moment. You keep waiting for the right mood, for the right idea, for the right time, for inspiration to hit you like lightning. But inspiration rarely comes to those who wait. It comes to those who start. Okay, let's get philosophical for a second. There's this idea, kind of ancient actually, that creativity doesn't come from you, it comes through you. In some cultures, artists aren't geniuses. They have a genius, meaning your job isn't to control creativity. Your job is to be open enough for creativity to use you. But overthinking shuts the door. Overthinking says, nope, not good enough. Nope, I need more time. Nope, what if this isn't it? Nope, what if there's a better idea later? Meanwhile, the idea that wanted to come through you drifts away to someone who isn't so afraid to grab it. Creativity is flow. Overthinking is blockage. You can't think your way into the creative state. You can only enter it by, well, creating. There's a moment, this quiet, humbling moment where the mind stops analyzing and the body starts moving. Your hand makes a line. Your fingers find a melody. Your voice says a sentence it didn't plan. That moment, that is creation. And it only comes after you start. Let me say something controversial. You need to make more bad art. Yep, you heard me. Not because bad art is the goal, but because bad art is the bridge to good art. Imagine a musician who refuses to play a chord unless it's flawless. They would never learn. Imagine a dancer who refuses to move unless the movement is perfect. They would freeze. Perfection is built on imperfection. You cannot skip the ugly stages. You cannot skip the awkward, sloppy, oh God, why did I do that attempts. Bad art is not failure. It is data. It is compost. It is the necessary ingredient for growth. Every masterpiece sits on top of a mountain of failed attempts. But you only see the masterpiece? So don't be ashamed of your messy drafts. They are proof that you're moving. Stillness is the enemy. Bad art is progress. Another thing that people forget is creativity is not a thinking activity. It is a doing activity. Yes, thinking is part of it. But the real magic happens when you move. Writers write by typing. Painters paint by brushing. Musicians create by playing. Dancers create by moving. Filmmakers create by shooting. Creativity happens in the hands, the body, the breath, not the brain. The brain is the architect. The body is the builder. You need both. But nothing gets built until the builder starts moving. And when your body starts, your mind follows. That's why artists often say things like, I found the idea while I was sketching. I discovered the melody while I was playing. I figured out the story mid-scene. We don't think our way into clarity. We create our way into it. One reason artists overthink is that we want control. We want to know, is this going to turn out well? Is this the idea? Is this worth my time? But creativity doesn't offer guarantees. It demands risk. It demands faith. It demands starting before you're ready. You don't get to control the outcome. You only get to control the action. And strangely, when you let go of the outcome gets better. Because your grip loosens, your mind softens, your ego steps back, and suddenly the work becomes alive instead of forced. Let go of control. Hold on to curiosity. Create like a child again. Not to impress, not to prove anything, just to see what happens. Artists often overthink because we tie our identity to our work. If the art is good, I'm good. If the art is bad, I'm bad. But that's not how it works. Your art is something you make. It's not what you are. Think of it like this. A chef makes thousands of dishes. Some are mediocre, some are brilliant, some burn, but no one would say a chef is their dish. You are allowed to make bad art without seeing yourself as a bad artist. The moment you separate your self-worth from your output, overthinking loses its power. I'm going to say something you might resist. Don't wait for inspiration. Build discipline instead, because inspiration shows up unpredictably. Discipline shows up every day. If you only create when you're inspired, you will create rarely. If you create consistently, inspiration will eventually join you. Inspiration likes momentum. It likes movement. It likes activity. It rarely visits people who are sitting around thinking about making art. It visits people who are already in motion. So make it a rule. Show up. Even if it's only for 10 minutes, even if you're tired, even if you're uninspired, even if you feel like everything you make today will be trash, because those trash days, they lead to breakthroughs. Momentum is your friend, stillness is not. Let's talk about something practical. If you struggle with overthinking, try this. Give yourself permission to make ugly art for the first hour. That's it. 1 hour. Tell your brain, okay, look, we're going to make something bad on purpose. No pressure. Something magical happens. When you remove the pressure to be good, your creativity unlocks. By the time the hour is over, most artists find themselves in flow. It's like opening a rusty faucet. The first bit of water is brown. But if you keep the water running, clarity comes. Start ugly. End beautiful. Another thing to remember is that the universe rewards momentum. You ever notice that ideas come in clusters? You get one idea, then another, then another. Then you're exploding with creativity. But when you stop creating, it's like the ideas evaporate. That's because creativity rewards activity. When you show up, the universe responds. When you move, creativity moves towards you. It's like the universe says, oh, they're serious, okay? Let's give them more. But if you only think, only plan, only worry, the universe doesn't have anything to push against. Artists are meant to be in motion. Energy creates energy. Art creates art. Movement creates momentum. So don't wait for momentum. Create it. Know that you will never think your way into mastery. Mastery is not the result of thinking harder. It is the result of creating more. The artists you admire, the ones whose work blows your mind, they didn't become great by sitting around imagining perfection. They became great by making an insane amount of work, unseen work, unpublished work, messy work, failed work. Their brilliance is built on volume. If you want to get better, you need to create more. Often, not think more deeply. Your brain can't give you mastery. Only practice can. Here's something I want you to try to believe, even if it feels like a stretch. Someone out there needs your art. Not someone in general. Someone specific. The way you express things. The way you see the world, the way you translate emotions. There is someone who needs that exact frequency. Your art is a lifeline for someone you haven't met yet. So don't deprive them because you're afraid. Art isn't about you, it comes through you. Yes, but it's for others too. Your job is not to decide if it's good enough. Your job is to release it. The world decides the rest. Let's be real for a second. Overthinking feels productive, but it's not. It's avoidance. It's fear wearing a fake mustache. Every time you say, I need to think about this more, or I'm still refining the idea, or I'm planning to start soon, you're actually avoiding the discomfort of creating, because creation is vulnerable, it's unpredictable, it exposes you. But avoidance is safe. Overthinking pretends to help you, but really it's protecting you from risk. And artists don't grow in safety. They grow by stepping into the unknown. Let's imagine something. Imagine creativity as a river. You're standing at the edge, staring at the water, analyzing the current, wondering about the temperature, predicting the depth, calculating the risks. Meanwhile, there are other artists already swimming, splashing, discovering things you never will from the shore. At some point, you have to jump, not because you're ready, not because you're confident, not because you know what's going to happen. You jump because that's the only way to experience the water. And here's the twist. The river holds you up once you're in it. It doesn't show you that from the shore. Creativity rewards the brave. Hesitation is the killer, not failure, not rejection, not bad ideas. Hesitation. The delay between the impulse to create and the action. That half second of doubt. That wait, but what if? That breath where your courage collapses. To be an artist, you must shorten the distance between idea and execution. Not perfect execution, not polished execution, just action. The artists who succeed are not the ones with the best ideas. They are the ones who act on their ideas. Most ideas don't need more thinking. They need movement. Think of art like speaking. If you worried about every sentence before you said it, if you rehearsed every word, analyzed every possibility, perfected every phrasing, you would never speak. Conversation only works when you let go and respond. Art works the same way. It is a conversation with the world, with your soul, with time itself. Your job is not to rehearse forever. Your job is to speak. And you'll say awkward things sometimes, you'll make weird sentences, you'll miss the mark, but that's how conversations go. And art is a lifelong conversations. So keep talking. A lot of artists overthink because they're waiting for permissions. Permission from who? Society, your parents, your peers, some imaginary panel of judges in your mind? Listen, no one is coming to knight you. No one is coming to declare you worthy. You become an artist the moment you decide to create. That's it. Not when you're good. Not when you're validated. Not when you're paid. When you create, you don't need permission. You need courage. Let's talk honestly. Great art doesn't happen because the artist had a miracle day. Great art happens because the artist had thousands of ordinary days. They showed up when they didn't want to. They worked when the idea wasn't clear. They kept going through uncertainty. They created because it was part of their life, not because they were inspired. Your creativity will explode when you stop treating it like magic and start treating it like routine. Make it normal. Make it every day. Make it part of your life, like brushing your teeth. Another thing I want you to remember is this. The antidote to overthinking is action. Let's bring this home. If you want to stop overthinking, don't fight your thoughts. Don't argue with them. Don't wait for them to disappear. Just act. Action dissolves doubt. Action quiets fear. Action creates clarity. Do something. Anything. Sketch for 10 minutes. Write one sentence. Play one chord. Open a project. Move your body. Press record. Don't think. Start. The rest will follow. So here's what I want to leave you with. You are an artist. You were not meant to think endlessly. You were meant to create courageously. Your ideas don't need perfection. They need birth. Your work doesn't need approval. It needs existence. Your creativity doesn't need certainty. It needs space. So please, for the sake of the world, for the sake of the people who will one day find comfort in your work, for the sake of your own soul, stop overthinking. Just create, not tomorrow, not later, not when you feel ready, now, right now. Pick up the brush, open the notebook, press record, Step onto the floor, touch the instrument, move your hands. Creation is waiting for you. And it's patient, but not forever. The world needs what you have. Your future self needs what you create today. So, artists, don't overthink it, just create.